look at the SPL. Sorry for the break at the non-standard time. It seems like the players needed some extra time, but we're back. And we're ready to get into game number 2.
All right, Ryung, the old Slayers and Axiom herO. 1 and 2 though this regular season. herO on the other hand, 4 and 2. Look at herO's bar; it just reaches out to all sides of this pentagon here.
Yeah, needs some more spirit, star quality, and tactics. Then he can be a full, equally sided pentagon there. But does have a 10 in strategy and trust. Yeah, they definitely have to trust in herO. He's been their ace for a couple years now.
Big favorite here, 7-0, the most consistent player on CJ Entis right now, next to Bjell, I suppose. But still, very, very successful. Ryung, not as much.
Yeah, Ryung taking that win last time, but I think Sue didn't have the best game of his life either. But let's see if he can translate that to a better game here up against herO. Down here in the bottom left, the teal Terran from MVP, it is Ryung.
And up to the top right in yellow, the CJ Protoss, it is herO. Looks like CJ got a new sponsor with like a segmented dog camel.
Yeah.
Like a crown on its head. I'm not sure what that's all about.
Dog with crown. Me and GTR were making a joke. It's dog with crown versus F. I think they were playing up against either SKT or KT. One of them has that F. Yeah, I don't know. I don't even know which company that is, actually. Do you know what that is? The F? It's like red.
Which team is it?
I think it's either... I think it might be KT. I think it's KT.
It's not like Feels or Fila or whatever, right?
I think it might be. I don't know. That's the thing. I don't know the name, but either way.
I'm going to keep my eyes open.
They have an F on there, in the same spot as the dog with crown, so...
Dog with crown, I like it. Must be sponsored by Crown Royal.
Could be.
It's the new logo confirmed. Well, we're going into Orbital Shipyard, a map where we've seen countless TDPs, especially in the GSL just recently. 5 best of 3s. I think every single one went to this map. So it's a lot to look at here. Late game happens a lot of the time on this map. But wow,
well,
what an aggressive proxy here from herO. Gonna have to go with Stargate.
Yeah, and look at this. I mean, the build from Ryung is a gas first with a fast factory here. So he's going to have Marines coming out one by one, but he may not have the right defense for this because it looks like he's got his own build going on.
You know, this is so fast. Like this Stargate, he's going to be able to make it instantly when the core is done. It's almost too fast. I guess pylon was done too long. He lost a little bit of mining time. There's the Stargate, so insanely quick here. And Ryung is looking for proxies because it is one of the weaknesses to a build like this because you have less units, you just have more gas. And if he starts a reactor, okay, he's not going to do that. I was going to say, if he starts a reactor, he's going to have 2 Marines versus this for a long time. Probe Scout comes over here, checks pylons the front.
And survives. Marine from the left may be able to pick up this probe if herO's not paying attention. Looks like he's not, so he loses that probe.
Nexus goes up back at home, and this is just going to cause a panic reaction here out of Ryung. There's the cancel. 2 SCVs off the line for nothing. There's not even a single mothership core on the map. It's funny, I say that a lot, single mothership core can only have one. But
yeah.
An Adept is going to come up here and start poking and trading against these Marines a little bit. There's no bunker.
And you know what? With this build, if the Widow Mine rather is not around these Marines, the Oracle can easily swoop in and they can just kill all these Marines, easy peasy.
Yeah, especially if they're damaged. Looks like he's not going to try to trade, just going to try to escape. Gets a bit too close to the cliff there. All right, first Oracle is out. We'll likely see a second one to follow this up. The Widow Mine is being repositioned right now, and in fact, will protect these Marines. This is a smart choice.
Looks like he's preparing for the drop. You know, the medevac about to come out here, but herO actually shows his Oracle, and Ryung immediately gets into position. And the Oracle is not doing anything. He's being very, very careful. Doesn't want to die to any weird place Widow Mines. Knows the potential for hidden ones around the buildings and stuff, so
yeah,
just going to keep that alive.
We saw on herO's face, too, this look of almost disgust and frustration when he saw that Widow Mine, because he knows that his entire build has essentially been shut down with this. He still doesn't have a mothership core, so he doesn't have any sort of line of defense. He's going to have Phoenixes, though, against the drop, and Ryung knows that the Oracle's still out there, so the drop has basically been canceled. It's been delayed, like when you're at the airport and you just have to wait for better conditions. Yeah. Ryung's waiting for those better conditions right now.
Yeah, less Phoenixes flying around the sky.
Yeah.
Looking to shoot your plane there. So probably a good idea. Wants to keep those Marines alive and healthy to do their own damage. And I wonder what the follow-up is going to be out of herO, because he consistently is making these Phoenixes. I don't think he's shown any of the Phoenixes, just the Oracle here. And he's adding 2 more gates. I suppose he could put on some pressure. But for now, he's just sitting back at home, and it looks like he just wants to defend and scout with some of these Phoenixes.
Yeah, this one taking a bit of damage here, but still getting him a little bit more information about how large the bio is. I think for herO right now, he's really trying to decide how he wants to take his third base. He's not showing us the blink transition because he did go for a proxy so quickly. It's taking him a long time to get a Robo out and Twilight Council and take a third base. So I think he's trying to decide, how greedy do I really want to be right now with that third Nexus? And with this Phoenix Force, I think he's now confident that he could just... Oh, this is going to be horrible.
He flies right in, and the revelation there is very, very late. Doesn't even go for the pickup. And, yeah, not the best control so far from herO. It looks like he's not too fast today, I would say.
Yeah, I think he's a bit flustered from the opening. But now he's got additional gateways coming up in the glaive, so he's definitely not going to be using this pressure to take a third base. I think he wanted to. He lost all those shields, and he was like, well, this is just too risky. My Phoenixes can't accomplish anything. I guess I kind of have to do an all-in here. And with glaives coming up and just pure adept, he's going to look to defend first. This drop is not hidden at all. So Ryung is not even trying to be sneaky here. He wants to attack very much immediately.
Yeah, I'm not sure how successful this drop is going to be with all the vision in the world given to these medevacs. He's going to fly into the other 2 that don't have the vision. It looks like Ryung wants to drop underneath the Phoenixes here, but already the medevac's taking a lot of damage. So herO getting the better trade of that. Can back off and get into a better position now to defend.
Ryung never saw if there was a third base or not. This is going to be his first time, and he may want to consider not attacking here, because even though he has a large army, if he loses this army to the big warp in, the next warp in of Adepts, it's going to be a big problem. A lot of this army is low. Okay, here comes those warp ins. He loses the Oracle right away. And I just only worry if he loses this army how well he's going to be able to defend his third base, but he's doing some damage already. But here comes that warp in of Adepts I was talking about. This army is now surrounded.
Coming from behind, trying to focus down the Phoenixes for the pickup here, and now trying to drop them out, but these Phoenixes will be able to clean up 1 of the medevacs, and only a small number of the units here of Ryung do survive.
That pylon is still alive with a Stargate as well, so he can go for that counterattack. He has a Warp Prism too, so the reinforcing power is super strong. He needs to counterattack right now, though. He doesn't have a third Nexus. He's down in probes. And Ryung is shortly going to have a third base, but he lost a lot of army, so defending this is not going to be easy.
Yeah, and half the army, well, not half, but a decent number of units are out there on the map, too. I definitely would like to get those home. It looks like he may want to do a bit of counter pressure. But look at this, the base is all alone. It is going to finish, and he can immediately lift. So that's a really nice win there for Ryung.
Yeah, I mean, we're talking a millisecond or 2 away, and that SCV would have been killed, and that would have forced a cancel because non-complete SCCs can't lift. All right, he's just going to attack here, but the big issue are the Widow Mines. He gets 1 of them, but not the second one. And this is just not a good place to engage. He's going to break through regardless.
And he's gonna shade in here, but all of these units with the medevacs, and they're all gonna go down. Now a Warp Prism tries to pick him up and run away, but that attack was definitely a folly there. That didn't make a lot of sense to me at all, Wolf.
Well, I mean, I understand why he went for the attack. He kind of had to, but the way he executed it was just horrible, you know, for him. Ryung knew it was coming. He saw it a mile away. Look at this, has a bunker set up with a backdoor expansion as well.
That's really nice. We saw that a lot out of TY, I believe it was, at the GSL, always putting a bunker in the back door. On this map specifically, drops are just so prevalent on this map, you have to be ready for it, and he was. Looks like this drop not going to do too much, but this second one coming in the back door may be able to do some damage.
I mean, it should be able to do damage. herO has nothing on the map. That Immortal is coming out is like so awkward. It's like, well, you guys want maybe I'm going to make an Immortal and do a follow-up attack. That's all it is. His whole army, 1 Phoenix and 9 Adepts versus 31 Marines. This drop alone may be able to end the game. It's ending mining at this backdoor expansion. He's just going to stem and fight these Adepts. There's nowhere near enough, even with the Glaive upgrade. There's that Immortal. Looks like Ryung will just, kite his way back. This Nexus is nearly dead. He's going to target it, get out for free, losing just a few units there. No anti-air. And look at the minimap. Follow-up attack coming across. herO needed to end the game after he lost so much economy, after he had no third base, but he just types out here, GG.
That's it. He didn't want to stay in that one, man. Bit of a sloppy one, and Ryung is going to pick up his 2nd win in a row. Really nicely done by him. I mean, he's coming up big for this team right now.
Big, big wins here. 2 in a row for MVP. 1 more win, and they'll win their first match of the season.
Yeah, and unlike with the Blaze Hush game, which had 2 people voting for Blaze who did win, this time 7 people voted for herO, and Ryung was able to win. This next one, Gumiho versus Bial, I mean, I was expecting CJ to be in a much better position, but I still voted for Gumiho, especially the way he played last time against Myungshik. So I don't know, man. This does have the potential to be a 3-0 for MVP, especially with how it just seems like the morale on that CJ team is not doing so good today.
That was a really lackluster performance out of herO. Just making uncharacteristic mistakes like flying into the Widow Mine, not committing to an Oracle. After he saw that the Widow Mine was there, he never went around to harass. He just flew away, and it was like, man, you skipped a Mothership Core. You did an insanely aggressive proxy. It was like a very greedy build that has to do damage. Then you never took a 3rd Nexus. Then you did a sloppy attack. It's like just everything was going wrong for him there in that game. And Ryung, all he had to do is kind of sit back and get ahead, and then go like, I guess you don't have anything. I guess I kill you.
He just waited, and then kill him. So 2-0 for MVP, and we're going into Gumiho versus Bial here. I feel like the predictions were pretty half and half on this one. I know a bunch of the Korean commentators also did vote for Gumiho. Bial himself hasn't been quite the same Bial that we've been seeing. And we did see a TVZ on this map, Frost, last time between Su and Ryung was really abusing those horizontal positions very, very well. The 4th base is very far away for the Zerg, but